Breaking news. In a dramatic turn of events, rapper Ice Cube has emerged as a key witness in the ongoing trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Notably, Ice Cube had previously denied any involvement in the allegations surrounding Diddy's so-called freak-off parties. During the court proceedings, Ice Cube presented a series of what are described as pivotal pieces of evidence as Diddy faces serious charges that could potentially lead to a life sentence.
7 minutes of cold-blooded truth in Ice Cube's USB. Enough to lock Diddy away forever and make Hollywood tremble. 3 decades of silence, shattered in 7 minutes. Ice Cube stormed into the courtroom like a man delivering judgment, clutching a folder sealed tight with years of secrets. He didn't come to perform. He came to end it. He was the witness, the voice for those forced to stay silent.
I've seen things I couldn't speak on until now.
Ice Cube locked eyes with Diddy, the man who once ruled American music, now just a defendant. The room froze. Not a soul moved. Cassie Ventura, Justin Bieber, and now Ice Cube, one by one, they stepped into the light. But it was Cube's testimony that turned the trial upside down, a list of names who attended the parties, backroom deals, agreements, trading silence for million-dollar contracts. All of it started to unravel. No way out. No more silence. No more NDAs to hide behind. Just the truth. Raw, ugly, undeniable. And if you think Ice Cube is the last one brave enough to stand up, brace yourself. Leaked sources say at least 3 more heavyweights are ready to come forward, and one of them is a Grammy-winning female artist, once called Diddy's little sister. The whole truth, uncut, unfiltered, is spilling out in this video. Think you know it all? You haven't seen anything yet.
Led from the courthouse, tensions flare as Ice Cube testifies in Sean Diddy Combs' trial. The atmosphere inside the courtroom has been electric following Ice Cube's unexpected testimony. Our correspondent reports that Sean Combs reacted with intense emotion, visibly slamming the table and shouting as critical evidence was presented. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team appeared deeply unsettled, scrambling into urgent discussions and seemingly unprepared for this dramatic development.
The courtroom had just settled after a long morning of legal sparring, both sides trading blows. The prosecution was gearing up to revisit evidence tied to Cassie Ventura's testimony. Diddy's lawyers shuffled papers, half exasperated, half cocky. Then, out of nowhere, the courtroom doors swung open. A figure nobody expected strode in, marched straight to the witness stand, and declared he was there to testify against Diddy. In his hand, a thick stack of documents and a USB drive, his icy gaze slicing through the jury. "I'm not here to tell stories," he said, his voice low, cutting the air like a blade. "I'm here to tell the truth." In that moment, it was as if a spark ignited, lighting a fire of hope for victims crushed by the shadows of Hollywood's power. That figure was Ice Cube, the man who swore he'd never touch the mess of Sean Diddy Combs until he walked in. So how did Ice Cube, who always insisted he was uninvolved, become the pivotal witness in Diddy's trial at the 11th hour?
I used to be the one standing on the sidelines, telling myself, I ain't getting tangled up with these cats. But today, I can't keep my mouth shut no more. I'm posted up here not just to call out one clown, but to speak for those who got no voice, folks getting crushed, hurt, and straight up forgotten. They deserve justice, deserve to shine in the light, not live scared in the dark.
Diddy's lawyers, smug and self-assured just minutes ago, snapped upright, eyes wide, faces drained of color. No one, not even the jury, could have predicted that Ice Cube, who publicly swore he had no ties to Diddy, would step forward to testify. He didn't just back Cassie Ventura. He unleashed a horrifying truth, a brutal power network in the entertainment industry, where artists are turned into puppets, their wills broken, their lives destroyed for daring to resist. With a voice low and sharp as steel, Ice Cube didn't just accuse Diddy, he pointed straight at a vicious system, one Diddy allegedly masterminded, using depraved parties, hidden cameras, and ruthless threats to manipulate and punish anyone who stepped out of line. Diddy's parties, Cube revealed, weren't casual gatherings. They were testing rooms, where artists were secretly filmed, pushed to see how far they'd obey. "They don't invite you because they like you," he said, his voice haunting. "They invite you to own you." He exposed Diddy not just as a participant, but as a key orchestrator, wielding covert footage, secret files, and dirty deals to ensure anyone who defied him would be crushed.
I believed I had seen every dark corner of the entertainment industry. Yet, Jamie's story, it shook me to my core and opened my eyes.
One of the most heartbreaking stories Ice Cube shared was about Jamie Foxx, a talent who stunned the world with his role in Ray. They saw him shine and they decided to snuff it out, Cube said, his voice catching. Jamie was pulled into the system at the peak of his career. Invitations to Diddy's parties weren't networking opportunities, they were summons to a dark world where hidden cameras captured every moment, from forced smiles to lost control. Jamie quickly learned the cost of fame, twisted demands, veiled threats, and deals that forced him to play by the rules or lose everything. When Jamie tried to pull back, the system struck with merciless cruelty. Major roles vanished overnight. Tabloids spread vicious rumors branding him difficult or unstable. They didn't just steal his career, Cube stressed, his eyes burning with fury. They wanted to erase who he was, crush his spirit, make him feel worthless. The brutality peaked in 2023 when Jamie was suddenly hospitalized for an unexpected medical event. Ice Cube locked eyes with the jury, his voice sharp as a blade.
You think it's just chance? A healthy man, at the peak of his game, drops out of nowhere right after asking tough questions? That ain't illness. That's a warning from those who wanted him silenced or gone for good.
He recalled a night in 2018 in a Los Angeles studio when Jamie confided, his voice trembling with fear, "Cube, they treat you like family, but only if you bow down. If you don't, they make you disappear. Not just your career, but you." Those words, like a knife, carved deep into Ice Cube's mind, leaving a scar that never faded.
Diddy didn't move solo. He's a cog in a ruthless machine where money and power pull every string. This system's been running forever, deciding who thrives in this game and who gets erased. That network doesn't just crush careers, it destroys souls, leaving unimaginable pain for anyone bold enough to stand against it.
Ice Cube didn't stop with Jamie. He named Oprah Winfrey and Quincy Jones as the power brokers in this system, the ones pulling strings from the shadows, weaving a web of control. According to Cube, Oprah personally called Jamie right before the Oscars, not to congratulate, but to command, comply, or pay the price. She led Jamie to Quincy Jones, whom Cube described as the real kingpin, a man who didn't just produce music, but manufactured fear. "Quincy holds every secret," Cube said, his voice haunting. "He decides who rises, who falls. He's not just a producer, he's a ruler, a gatekeeper of hell." At a meeting in Quincy's mansion, Jamie was trained to accept the unspoken rules. Ice Cube stressed,
Jamie had no choice but to fall in line. They didn't offer a deal. They gave an order. Play by our rules or you're done. That's no empty threat. It's a brutal system where anyone who dares stand up pays with everything, even their life.
To bolster his testimony, Ice Cube presented a 7-minute video from a 2016 Miami party, secretly recorded by a former Bad Boy Records employee. When the footage played on the courtroom screen, the room plunged into a nightmare. Dim red lights cast an eerie glow on familiar faces from the entertainment world, stumbling through a haze of liquor and drugs. A young woman, eyes vacant, was led into a closed room by strangers. In the corner, Diddy stood, his smile cold and predatory, watching his prey trapped. The hidden camera captured it all: forced smiles, moments of lost control, filthy deals. Ice Cube roared, pointing at the screen.
This is a prison. They'll film you, blackmail you, keep you living in fear that one day those videos will destroy you.
Ice Cube didn't just talk about Jamie or Cassie. He spoke of dozens of other victims, young artists, men and women, ensnared in this vicious web. A young man promised a big role, only to wake up to a secretly recorded video of himself, incoherent, with threats to leak it if he dared resist. A rising female singer forced to attend parties to keep the peace with Diddy, only to quit when the psychological toll became unbearable. "They don't just destroy careers," Cube said, his voice thick with emotion. "They destroy people. They steal your dreams, your dignity, your will to live. They turn you into a walking shell, existing only to serve their interests."
I got an email at 2 a.m., just 3 sentences, but enough to show me the old me. A coward, compromising, silent. I know if I don't speak up, someone's gonna die. And this time, I can't be a coward no more.
When the judge asked why he chose to speak out, Ice Cube bowed his head, his voice low, as if confronting himself. He admitted to being a familiar face at Diddy's parties, despite years of denying it publicly. "I was there," he said, his voice heavy with truth.
I've seen what they do. Young girls drugged, artists forced, lives broken, but I stayed quiet. 'Cause I was scared. Scared of Diddy, scared of the system behind him, scared of those still out there, ready to crush anyone who dares speak out.
Everything changed in August 2024 when Ice Cube received an email from Cassie Ventura, who had endured a decade of Diddy's hell. In her message, Cassie pleaded with him to stand up, her voice a mix of desperation and resolve. "You know the truth, Cube. I lived in that hell, and I know I'm not enough alone to make Diddy pay. If you don't speak, no one's safe. He'll hunt us all. Not just me, but everyone who ever set foot in those parties, even once. Cassie revealed her paralyzing fear. Time's running out, Cube. He won't stop. If Diddy walks free early, with his ruthless better kill than misses mentality, he'll spare no one who holds even a shred of evidence against him. He has files on all of us, she wrote. No one's safe unless we stand together to take him down. Cassie's letter sliced through the veil of fear in Ice Cube's mind. He saw flashes of faces from those parties, young artists full of hope, now mere shadows crushed by the system. He thought of Jamie Foxx, a friend he respected, nearly erased for daring to resist. I couldn't stay silent anymore, Ice Cube told the jury, his voice trembling with resolve. Not when Cassie and others are fighting alone. I'm here for them. For those who lost everything, and for those still trapped in this system's cage. As Ice Cube finished his testimony, the courtroom sank into silence. Diddy, who had maintained an almost arrogant calm until now, showed cracks of unease for the first time. He bowed his head, tapping his pen relentlessly in a nervous tick, avoiding the video from the 2016 party, a damning glimpse of the brutality once hidden behind his cold smile. Diddy's lawyer, Marcus Hale, launched a counterattack, trying to discredit Cube by using his real name and a mocking tone. If you knew all this for so long, Mr. Jackson, why stay silent for 20 years? Why speak up only now? The room held its breath, waiting for his response. Ice Cube stared straight ahead, his voice low but unwavering. Because I was afraid, I feared Diddy. I feared the system behind him. I feared the people who could make you vanish with one phone call. But Cassie showed me silence isn't safety, it's complicity. I'm here for those whose voices aren't loud enough to face this machine. I'm here for them, the ones crushed, erased, just for daring to dream. His words shook the jury. Hale pressed on, accusing Cube of attending those parties himself. Cube didn't flinch. I won't deny I was there. I walked into those rooms, saw what they did. Young girls drugged, artists forced to bow, lives broken. I'm not here to justify my silence. I'm here to fix it. I'm here for Cassie, for Jamie Foxx, for the other victims. Call me a hypocrite if you want, but today I'm speaking the truth, and that truth will bury you. Seizing the moment, lead prosecutor Alicia Bennett demanded an expanded investigation, not just into Diddy, but into other power players. Mr. Jackson's testimony doesn't just expose the actions of defendant Sean Combs, it unveils a systematic criminal network spanning decades, involving powerful figures like Oprah Winfrey and Quincy Jones. We request a broader investigation, targeting not only Mr. Combs, but everyone who enabled or profited from this manipulative machine. Bennett's demand sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Diddy whispered to his lawyer, his face taut with strain, while Ice Cube stood firm, a warrior who just landed the final blow. He wasn't just seeking justice for Cassie, Jamie Foxx, and the nameless victims. He was declaring war on an entire system. They wanted us to fear them, but today I'm telling them, it's your turn to be afraid. It's time for the truth to speak. Some truths are too brutal to face head-on. Some power systems thrive on fear, threats, and silent deals. But no matter how cleverly they're hidden, the light of truth will eventually break through, and when it does, silence stops being a refuge. It becomes proof of complicity. Ice Cube's walk into that courtroom wasn't just a dramatic moment of justice, it was a profound reminder of the value of courage. Courage to confront your own past, to admit what you once dodged, to stand up for those without a voice. In today's world, we're often taught to stay quiet for safety, to play nice, to keep our place, our jobs, our reputations. But that culture of silence shields evil, numbs compassion, and enables countless souls to be wounded in the shadows. A toxic system can't survive without the silence of the many. Ice Cube was once silent, like so many others. But he showed us a vital truth. Silence doesn't erase guilt. It only delays the consequences. And at some point, when you see the wreckage, shattered lives, crushed spirits, dreams ground to dust, you face two choices: keep turning away and live with the torment, or stand up, speak the truth, and pay the price of conscience. Speaking the truth isn't easy. You might be called a hypocrite, grilled for years of silence, scrutinized for every word and deed, but as Ice Cube said, I'm not here to justify, I'm here to fix. That's the truest courage, not being flawless, but daring to make things right. The deepest lesson from this story is this: never underestimate the power of one person who dares to tell the truth, even if they're late. A truth revealed late is better than one buried forever. Each of us, at some point, will stand at the edge of silence or justice. When that moment comes, remember the silence of good people is what feeds evil most. The truth may cost you dearly, but it gives back something priceless, a clear conscience and the strength to face the world with your head held high. When Ice Cube walked out of the courtroom, he didn't look back. He didn't need the flash of cameras or the roar of the press. He'd done what millions across America were waiting for, stood up for justice, for Cassie, for Jamie, and for countless nameless victims. Late as it was, Ice Cube chose the path of courage, shattering silence to confront a brutal system. His story is a spark of hope. No power is untouchable. Whether you're a music mogul, a legendary producer, or a power broker, the law will come for you. And sometimes, all it takes is one voice, like Ice Cube's, ignited by Cassie's bravery, to unleash a storm that changes everything. This isn't just a story about a trial. It's about the power of standing up, about believing that justice, however delayed, will always find its way,